I just kissed the man's ear. The next second, 9 fox tails popped out behind him. I found it fun at once. I couldn't help reaching out to touch them, as if playing with a plush toy. I didn't know only a mate could touch his fox tails. Seeing the man stay motionless, I thought he loved it so much. I became more and more reckless. I stroked the fox tails wildly. I didn't notice he had turned into a fox form. His eyes were blood red. Only then did I sense something was wrong. It turned out I was a wealthy young lady. My uncle and aunt wanted to seize my parents' property. They killed my parents first, then pushed me off a cliff. Strangely, every time I died, I would be reborn 1 minute before falling off the cliff, and every time before I died, the man would suddenly appear and save me. But the next second he would chant a spell, shatter my heart meridian, making me die a more brutal death. Finally, when he saved me in my 3rd rebirth, I could no longer hold back my anger. I decided to strike first, before he could chant the spell. I covered his mouth with mine directly. Unexpectedly, he turned into a fox form instantly. Because of this accidental kiss, I felt something rush into my belly. I fainted the next second. After I woke up, I angrily questioned who he was, why he wanted to kill me repeatedly. His subordinate saw this, and warned me sharply to show respect. The man in front of me was the Supreme Fox King. After hearing this, I said they were liars, threatening to call the police if they refused to let me go. But the next second, I saw a fox phantom floating above his head. Rabbit shapes appeared above his subordinates' heads. Only then did I know they were telling the truth. I immediately pretended to faint to save my life. I thought I could escape the disaster, but I heard him say he would drag me out and kill me right away. I was scared out of my wits and jumped up instantly. I begged him desperately not to kill me, but he questioned me, asked why I never thought of such consequences when I stole his divine artifact. Only then did I remember the other day, when I accidentally kissed him. Something seemed to rush into my mouth. I never imagined it was the divine artifact he had cultivated. I quickly explained everything was an accident, and was willing to return the divine artifact to him. He looked confused and asked me how I planned to return it. I suddenly reached out, hugged him and kissed him. I accidentally bumped into the man behind me. I immediately bent down to apologize to him, but when I stood up, I knocked the man's phone flying. I hurried to catch it. My own phone also fell to the ground. I quickly picked up both phones. In a panic, I handed my own phone to the man. At this moment, the man noticed my bracelet. This bracelet was a token from him and his childhood playmate. Before he could confirm my identity, I slipped and fell into the man's arms. I thought the man was a hooligan, so I turned around and ran away. Soon the phone in my pocket rang. I thought it was my mom calling, and answered it at once. The man's mother heard my voice, and mistook me for her son's girlfriend. She immediately arranged for a driver to pick me up. At this time I didn't realize I had taken the wrong phone. Moments later the driver stopped the car beside me. I said goodbye to my friend and got in the car. When I arrived at the destination, I saw the man again, the one whose phone I had knocked flying. I thought I was dreaming, reached out and pinched the man's face. After finding out it wasn't a dream, I turned around and was about to leave, but the man stopped me. Then he took out my phone. Only then did I realize I had actually taken the wrong phone. I immediately tried to grab my phone back. At this moment the man's mother walked out. Seeing us fooling around, she urged us to go in for dinner quickly. I was about to leave, but the man hugged me tightly. He asked me to pretend to be his girlfriend. I firmly refused. The man took out the pig's trotter in his hand to threaten me. I had to agree to his request. During dinner, we argued again over the phone. At this moment the man's mother's voice came. She warned her son not to bully me. After dinner the man sent me home. I saw my own mom. Mom knew my neck had been hurting non-stop, and specially made an appointment with a doctor for me. The next day I asked my friend to accompany me to the hospital, but as soon as I walked into the consulting room, I saw the doctor holding such a long needle. I imagined I would surely die when he stuck it in me. I immediately pulled my friend to leave, but was stopped by the doctor. I lied and said my neck was already fine. I twisted my neck again in a panic, had to continue the treatment. After the examination, the doctor wrote a prescription and told me to pay the fee. Just as I was about to leave, I accidentally saw the doctor's name tag. Only then did I find out the doctor in front of me was the man F. Rom yesterday. On my first day of marriage I kicked open the door of my husband's house, injuring the maid who was about to splash water on me on the spot. The rich man was instantly shocked when he saw the maid's miserable condition. Just then I walked straight in. The man was scared out of his wits, and fled the house in a hurry. It turned out this rich man was originally a notorious playboy. His grandfather wanted someone who could discipline him, so he specially invited me, a top agent. Grandfather promised that as long as I could control his grandson, he would help me take back the company left by my my birth parents that was seized by my stepmother. That's why I agreed to marry his grandson. When the rich man first saw me, he was attracted by my stunning beauty, but for the sake of freedom after marriage, he told me, "You can't restrict my freedom after marriage, and you're not allowed to touch me." I refused directly, immediately sat on his lap, saying we were already husband and wife. "What could you do even if I touch you?" The rich man's face turned red with shyness instantly. I told him he was not allowed to stay out all night after marriage, otherwise I would treat him like a plaything in my hand. The man left angrily, seeing that the man hadn't come back until late at night. I immediately picked up a long knife, and headed straight for the bar to find him. At this moment the man was still boasting to his friends about his status at home. He turned around and saw me behind him, and was shocked instantly. A friend stepped forward to help the rich man out. Unexpectedly I swung the long knife, and the wine bottle was split in two instantly. I warned everyone, if my husband doesn't go home tonight, I won't just split wine bottles. The friend immediately knelt down and begged for mercy, hurriedly urging the man to go home with me. I thought he wouldn't compromise with brute force, so I came up with a plan. I took the man to a shooting range to compete in shooting skills. If he lost, he would go home with me obediently. But the man's shooting skills were unparalleled in the world, so he proposed to increase the stakes. Whoever lost would take off all their clothes. The man originally thought this would scare me away, but he didn't expect me to agree. Immediately I didn't even look at the target, and fired 3 shots in a row, but there was only one hole in the target. Everyone was very curious. Where did the other 2 shots go? The man swore that they must have missed the target, but when they watched the surveillance replay, it turned out all 3 shots hit the 10 ring, and went into the same hole. I was shocked to find I had traveled into a novel with my best friend. What was even more coincidental was, we married 2 brothers from a wealthy family, but we both knew in our hearts, our husbands only regarded us as substitutes for their white moons. To change our fate, we made up our minds to take the money and run away, but we had no money at all at the moment. To earn money, we were determined to completely win over our respective husbands before the men's white moons came back, so I decided to write scripts with my best friend, and make money as internet celebrities. Soon we acted on the street, a scene of the original spouse confronting the mistress. Unexpectedly, this video directly topped the hot search and went viral. We were ecstatic and ran to the bar to celebrate. We also imagined running an account and doing live stream sales, but we didn't know our respective husbands were also drinking in this bar. Before long, my best friend's husband spotted us. He walked straight forward and took her home by force. I panicked and tried to run away, but crashed straight into my husband's arms. I was in a daze thinking I was drunk and seeing things, and hugged the man's neck directly to calm me down. The man stuffed an ice cube into my mouth. Unexpectedly, with the ice cube in my mouth, I took the initiative to lean close to his neck. Then the man took me home angrily, later to continue to win the man over. I waited at home every day for my husband to come back. When the maid reported that the man had arrived at the door, I immediately told the maid to get a water gun, and soaked myself all over with water. Then I rushed straight into the man's arms. I thought I had successfully caught his attention, but the man pushed me away violently. I hurried to the study to follow him, deliberately leaned close to him, and begged him to dry my hair for me. To my surprise, the man suddenly pulled me to sit on his lap. He was about to kiss me. I was extremely nervous in an instant. I had never had such an intimate contact with the opposite sex. The man noticed my shyness, and carried me to the desk. Just as I thought the kiss was coming, the man only picked up the documents on the desk. Realizing I had been tricked, I was filled with anger, but the man said bluntly, I couldn't arouse the slightest interest in him. These words hurt me deeply.